So when it comes to Elon Musk and Doge auditing the federal government, it would be so nice if we had the cooperation of people in the media, Democrats, right? Cooperating in this effort to make sure that we can clean up the fraud and the waste, and because this is something that we should all want from our government. But the fact that they're opposing so hard, right? They're finding so many ways to oppose these efforts by Elon Musk and Doge. Comes to only like one conclusion: is that they're also benefiting from this fraud and the waste, right? If you go through the paper trail. At the end of that paper trail, you'll see a lot of these politicians, people in the media, probably benefiting from this fraud, waste, and abuse. And of course, they're doing everything they can to make sure they don't get caught, right? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me, right? And a lot of people, right? It's the reason why you're opposing so hard, because you know that you're participating and you're benefiting from this fraud and waste. And Tim Burchett is going to speak to this.
Well, look at the math. If Elon Musk says that he thinks he can find $1 trillion worth of waste, abuse, and fraud, why don't we let him try to see if he can find it? What does that hurt? Everybody's trying to be critical. They're attacking the message carrier. And the problem is that this money, you're going to see it going to politicians, and going out to these NGOs and all these organizations that they claim they're doing a good job, and it's coming right back to Washington and possibly both parties. And I think that's what a lot of these people are afraid of. They're going to get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and some of these people need to be in handcuffs, because Medicaid and Medicare should be a sacred group of people, and we should not be stealing from any group that is trying to help that community.
And that's the thing. They keep talking about Trump is trying to cut Medicare and Medicaid, right? When in reality he's going to look for the fraud and the waste within it. Okay, he's not going to cut that, but they keep using this message that he's going to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid, and we all know that's just not true. Okay, but yet they keep pushing this to make sure that you to scare people, the American citizens, to say that he's going to take away your Medicaid and he's going to take away your benefits. When in reality, he's going to look in there and make sure he can get rid of all the fraud and waste, all the people that are using and abusing Medicare as a way to, take money from the American people, right? Because of course that's the easy thing to say, is that, you see, they're going after Medicaid, when in reality they're just looking in it. They're not going to take away. They're going to look in it to make sure there's fraud. They're going to see all the fraud and abuse, and the goal is to obviously reduce that. But that's not the message, the narrative that they want to push, and people and networks like CNN help push that.
And that is what has happened. We just had a meeting just now in oversight. There are 7 days. Somebody said, "Well, it's just so infantile, it's so small." And then it turned out, I asked, "What's the percentage?" And they said 7 to 8%, over $150 billion that is being misdirected or stolen or whatever through fraudulent or human error.
Trying to have
Why don't you embrace that? Why don't you all at CNN want
I'm trying to do a little math with you. I'm trying to do some math with you, talking about math that people
you all do not support one cut. CNN, you all do not support one dadgum cut in any of this stuff. You're trying to use the lowest denominator. You're trying to scare the most people to drive the train against Trump, and it's not working. The American people are not buying it, and you all have made a huge error in this, because
we're looking at
unbelievable waste.
I'm looking at the
fraud.
numbers.
No, ma'am, No, ma'am.
I'm looking at the numbers that Doge has put out themselves. They say they're cutting contracts that have already ended. They say they're cutting a big amount. It turns out it's actually a smaller amount. That's just math, Congressman. And we're going to continue to keep looking at the math.
Are you saying there's not? Well, look at the math. Are you saying there's not billions of dollars of waste, abuse, and fraud in federal government? Are you trying to say that? Because everybody out there knows
I don't need to tell you that. There's CBO estimates. That's what we're trying to discuss, is the actual number. We're trying to have, at least I'm trying to have an honest conversation with you about the numbers and CBO estimates and the numbers that experts on this topic expect there to be. Congressman Tim Burchett, thanks for joining us.
Unnamed experts, thank y'all so much for having me.
Why does CNN hire such these anchors with such smug attitudes? Like, they have the most just their attitude is not likable, right? And my thing is this: why are you against Elon Musk and Doge doing these audits, right? Why are you against it? Like, it only like, and people have to keep making this argument that, oh, some of these things are just, it's only a small percentage of the budget. But this is the problem. It's not just the percentage, it's habits, right? These are poor habits. Like when you're getting rid of federal workers, right? It's like, oh, it's only a small part of the budget, but that's not the point. The point is that you're wasting, right? It's habits. Like all these bad habits are leading to a overall bigger problem when it comes to how we spend our money. Okay. And we need to improve our habits when it comes to how we spend our money. Small habits can turn into a really big thing when it comes to how you manage your money overall. Right? It's like, all right, you say, you know, when it comes to somebody that has like credit card debt, right? It's like, oh, you have a subscription here, like a $5 subscription here, you got a $10 subscription here, $25 subscription here. Yeah, it may not seem that much, but when you add all these things up and you look at your spending habits, it leads to an overall showing of how poorly you're managing your money. Right, and if you're managing your money poorly when it comes to when you're hiring all these workers that don't belong there, we wonder, okay, how are you managing the money when it comes to the spending bills, right? All the money that's being spent when it comes to Medicaid, Medicare. What are you doing when it comes to spending money? And we all know that these people, when it comes to how they're managing money, we all know that they're stealing our money. Right? We all know that they're funding the money. We all know that they're doing all type of money laundering. Okay, and that's why that's why you see all these failed audits in all these government organizations, because there's just chaos. There's just mismanagement of funds, and this is what they want. They want things to be disorganized, right? Because the more things are disorganized, the more it's easier it is to steal the money, right? To fund the money and put it in their pockets. And this is what they like. They love that the government is just so inefficient because it's just easy to move the money where they need it to be, where you can't find it, and you wonder why all these politicians get so rich. Right, off of their $175,000 salary. Like, how are you worth tens of millions of dollars on such a small salary, right? Relatively speaking. But these things need to be done because we need to make sure we're cleaning the house. We need to make sure we're balancing the budget. All right, we need to make sure that we reduce our debt. These things are very important because it shows us that we are not doing well when it comes to our finances, and we need to get better with that. And this is all part of the process. And there's no better person to do that than Elon Musk and Donald Trump, right? These are business people. They understand when it comes to we cutting waste, reducing costs. They're the best to do that. And who else? And obviously he talks about, these politicians. Like, why would you have the politicians that put us in this mess be the ones to take us out of this mess? They're the reason we're in this mess. Clearly, they don't know how to manage money. So why would we rely on them, the same people that put us in this mess, to clean it up? No, let's get an outside source, someone like Elon Musk who understands business, who reduced costs when it comes to Twitter. He fired like 80% of his staff, and still Twitter X is still running as efficiently as possible. And that's the type of leadership you want. That's the type of person you want managing and organizing and making sure that the budget is running properly and running efficiently. All right, and the fact that they continue to fight this only tells us one thing: is that they're also benefiting from this fraud and waste. And they're worried that when Elon Musk, as he goes through the paper trail, he finds out where it's going to go, it's going to lead to a lot of these politicians, stealing our money. And these are the things that we need to get out. All right. So those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.